Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to meeting 12, aka our last meeting of the semester. Um, it feels weird saying that meeting 12 is our last semester. Normally, you think there'd be about 14, 15, something like that in the average semester, but it's only 12, and I think we definitely got a lot done in these few 12 meetings. I think that these next few slides are going to help us remember all that we did this semester as well as plan for the future. So moving on ahead, we got our updates that we're going to give you about the break, what we're kind of hoping for over that period of time, and just kind of other ways for some members to wrap up. We're going to hold our elections. So those four who are interested in running for the media coordinator will give their pitch, and then the rest of us will vote on it, or those who are here, and then those who are not here will vote via email. But yeah, and then we'll kind of just conclude with a quick semester wrap up. So this meeting will probably end up being less than an hour, but we'll see where it goes. So updates, end of the semester, group 2, I'm not sure if everyone here has already returned their toys, but I'm going to say that anyway. Begin wrapping up your adaptation plans. They should already be wrapped up by now because we only have a couple of days to actually return these toys. Madison set up these times for you. Madison, would you like to say your piece on that? I guess.
Yeah, just make sure you fill out the form on the link I sent to you guys last week, just so I know everyone is aware of when they need to return the toys, which is this Thursday and Friday. And then just type in what you've done so far and where you see the toy going in the future. That's all.
Yeah, it's very key. We need to get the responses from you so that we know kind of like that you have an idea of where you're going, and yeah, and that you're not going to steal the toy from us. All that good stuff. All right, updates. So over break, we'll still be in touch with our partners. I know that we're going to try to finish up the non-adapted toys list and send that out to Glass and anybody else who's interested in any of our other partners. I know we've done a little bit of formatting since our meeting regarding that. It should go pretty smoothly, I imagine, just sending out that form. Hopefully a lot of parents will appreciate it. Our shirt contest, just a quick reminder, if you don't know anything about this was in our last email, it was in the recording of our last meeting. We did get enough interest in shirts, so if you would like to help design a shirt, we'll be accepting however many submissions you have. Until near the end of winter break, we'll probably announce a specific date as that time comes up. But keep that in mind. If you're interested in designing a shirt, it doesn't have to be a full digital render. It could be just a sketch and we can finish the rest. Preferably something more finalized, but whatever you can do. And if you're interested in designing, go for it. Another thing from last meeting that I heard was that some people might be interested in making a music playlist for if meetings get awkwardly silent and we're all working. This is something that we actually tried to do last spring semester, but there wasn't enough interest in it to actually submit music. But I might open that up again. So I would send that out. I'll send it out in the next email, in the chat. Just something that if you're interested, submit some song requests and I can add them to a Spotify playlist that we can play during meetings. And hopefully have something to break the awkward silence. If there's something that you'd like to work on over break, just last call, let us know. If you have any ideas, any people that you'd like to reach out to, any specific home projects you'd like to do, you're welcome to do anything you'd like, just as long as you're not taking home our materials and tools and all that stuff. But we're open to any ideas you may have, especially that kind of initiative. And elections. So originally we had about 8 people interested in multiple positions, all that stuff. So we filtered it down. Some people backed out, some people switched around. We ended up with 4 people interested in media coordinator and 1 person each interested in treasurer and secretary. So those people already know who they are, but I'll announce them once we're done with the elections. So let's get to it. Just a quick recap of media coordinator for those who will be voting and for those who are about to give their pitches. The media coordinator keeps track of club social media accounts. It includes the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. They record and document major club events. So if we hold a workshop or maybe just any other kind of special event, like if we ever did a school visit, Just take pictures, take video, that kind of fun stuff. I've done that in the past couple times. It's really fun. I love documenting all that. And it's just good to help expand our reach and show people that we're really an active club. And again, each role is what you make of it. If there's something you'd like to do that's not particularly listed, you're welcome to pitch it to us, and we encourage that kind of initiative. So, how's this going to work? So we have 4 people interested in the position. I believe, I'm not sure, are all of them here right now? I don't think so. I don't think the last JP is here, but that's okay. They're going to go in this order. You guys have, I guess, as much time as you want to give your pitches for why you'd like to be the officer. Obviously, don't go too crazy, but we're going to kind of leave this open-ended. If you're okay with speaking, no one ever voiced any concerns as to why they wouldn't be. But yeah, just good luck. And I believe we're going to start with Joe. So, Joe, you good? You good to start?
So hi everyone. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. So my name is Joe Will. This is my first year in Adapted Toys for Children, but I'm looking for a way to get more involved, which one toy, and I've began working on a second one. I've also contributed ideas such as how to texturize buttons and provide other stimulation in that way. I'm specifically interested in the role of media coordinator because I have past experience that I believe would make me a great candidate for the position. I've competed for photography for 9 years, and I've been a historian in 3 different clubs for German Club, 4-H, and Hope Club. And the role of a historian is pretty similar to document activities of what happened and keep track of everything that's going on. So between those 3 clubs, I have 5 years of historian experience. And in Hope Club, I was the historian, and Hope Club was just a club through our high school that focused on making social connections with children with mental or physical disabilities. So I have experience working as a historian and also working with people with special needs. And also I've accomplished other things in the roles, such as for 4-H, I made a scrapbook detailing the accomplishments we did over that year. So overall, I believe that my combination of passion for this club and my talents and experience would make me a great candidate for this position.
Awesome, very good. JP, are you good to go?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is also my first semester in the club, but I've enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun working on building a toy that someone else could use and get joy out of. And so I wanted to see other ways I could share my skills with this club. And one of the things I did in high school was that I ran the social media accounts for 2 clubs, being the Math and Computer Science Club and the Fine Arts Society, both of which obviously pretty different club. But the important takeaway from both of those was I learned how to run a social media account and how to interact with other people and how to draw more people to come to the club. Because in my experience, just talking with people about this club as just a person who is in it and likes it a lot, they generally seem really interested in it. I haven't met anyone who's like, oh, I don't want to learn more about that. That sounds boring. Everyone wants to know about it and like see how they can participate. So I think by using our social media accounts, how you can participate in the club and what it's like working in the club and like how everyone in the club seems to enjoy it so much. I want to, as a media coordinator, I want to use that experience to get more people to come to the club and volunteer to adapt these toys. To me, Adapted Toys for Children is all about using our skills and resources to better the lives of people with disabilities. And this is a skill, and I have the resource of some time that I'm going to devote and dedicate to this in order to do that same end goal. So yeah, vote for me, please.
All right, awesome. Kylie, are you good to go?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kylie. I'm a freshman in pre-med, so yeah. I have quite a bit of experience working with kids with disabilities that I got in high school, and also like earlier than that. My mom's a speech language pathologist, so she works with a lot of kids with disabilities. So I sort of like grew up like hearing about it, and like she especially works with like the buttons because it's a way of communication. So like like was so excited when I heard about this club because I could see how it would make a difference because I know how expensive those things are. um and then yeah, so I really am excited, and I hope that I hope that more people can find out about this because it's like it's just such a cool thing that that we're doing here. Um, I was in the first group, so we were writing up a document on how to adapt a toy. I don't have much experience in actually adapting toys. I'm not in engineering, so it took me like a couple weeks to figure out a ground wire, like what it was. Maybe I still don't really know, but I like sort of have an idea. So I don't have a ton of experience with the like engineering part of it, but I'm really excited for how this club can help people. And I don't have a ton of experience with like social media stuff. In high school, I helped run a social media account for a stuffed panther that my golf team put on top of our golf cart with like bungee cords. And it had a Twitter account, and I helped run that. So that's pretty much my experience. So yeah.
That's great. Very good, all three of you. That was amazing. I'm going to, just in all fairness, I'm going, because he's not here right now, I'm going to get our last last candidate's message that he wrote to me, and I'm going to, I'll just read some of his qualifications. So this is for JP Bullock, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. So he's also running for media coordinator, and when he first joined his club, he noticed the lack of activity in social media. This semester, there's been 4 posts on Instagram and none on Facebook. That is fair. I consider that we are underestimating the impact of social media can have on a club like ours. Being active on social media can lead to more donations, members, projects, and general interest in the club. He understands that there have been no in-person events throughout the semester, but there are still things to post about. It's true. Like our projects, the progress we are doing, testimonials, the impact the club has had, pictures of past activities, and many other things. So he has ideas. If you give him the honor to hold this position, he will post more regularly, come up with creative content, and generally increase the club's exposure. And that is his pitch. The lack of him not being here. I believe he said he had an exam tonight, so that is why he couldn't make it. But okay, so how this is going to work? I have a slide on that just with the QR code, but since I'm already not on it, I'm just going to post a link in the chat. So this is for all 2020 elections. Obviously, you only get one submission, but feel free to vote for who you'd like. Hold on, give me one sec. I encourage everyone to vote right now if you can. So we're going to, the link is in the chat, and let me know if anyone has a problem with it, but it should take you to, just gonna ask you for your name, your email, and yes, and who you'd like to vote for. Everyone can vote. Officers, members, even Dr. Ann, vote for who you'd like. And yeah. All right, we're getting most responses right now.
That's really
hard. That is really hard.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm also having a really hard time choosing.
You know, I actually, can I be honest with you? You know, I'm just your goofy advisor, right? Can we have more than one?
Up in the air.
I think we need to discuss that maybe, huh?
Yeah, we were going to discuss that. I wasn't going to mention anything, but yeah, we were going to discuss that after this meeting.
Well, I just heard 3 decent talks and for very different reasons. And obviously our 4th member can't be with, but wow, you know, I think we need to give it some consideration. And sorry about the boxes behind me. I am liner.
Yeah, I remember last meeting we discussed a little bit if like we could possibly just have more media coordinators, because it's not something that's specific to one person, right? I mean, first of all, each person could maybe handle one platform, or they could all work to organize social media events sort of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, everybody could go after something different. I mean, I obviously have some ideas, and you guys have some ideas, so that might be the way to go. Because you have different motivations from each person. It's very cool.
Absolutely.
Nodding, she agrees.
Yeah. I thought they were all really good for all very different reasons.
Yeah, honestly.
That's when you only let me vote for one, Cooper. I was a little upset.
I'm sorry.
I'm over there pushing buttons going, dang, I have to vote for one. No, you guys all sound motivated from different aspects, and I think that's really cool. I do have a question, though. I've got to figure out who it was. Who's the one who said they weren't a engineering major? Who are you? And what are you majoring in?
I'm pre-med.
Oh, you said that. Yeah, that's okay, though, because you know what?
Yeah.
You'd run into these types of kids anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense. Wow. Well, Cooper and Madison, you got your hands full.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to...
He's working out a plan. He's really good at this, you guys.
Hold on. You know what? I was doing the... Hold on. I was doing the... I was making the Google form for this, wondering if we should go with standard voting, where you vote for which one you think is the best, or which one you think would be, or just your favorite, or yeah.
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about what different kinds of media you're actually talking about, and then maybe there might be a natural affinity to one or the other.
Definitely.
So, you know, we're looking at like local media, because I think you guys, and I mean, obviously I can help with this, but it'd be better if you guys do it on your own. And I'd be happy to talk at it, but maybe you can get the local news to cover when there's, oops, I'm sorry, my dog's deciding to bark right now. Could you please stop her? She needs to be stopped. Anyway, I'm thinking something to get on the news and possibly get some of the local people to donate and contribute, you know? That might be one thing. The other thing is to, and I'm sorry, these dogs have territorial wars here, and one's standing and the other one's barking. Anyway, you know, so that's a thought, and then maybe Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know what else we're on.
Yeah.
You know? They're all very different platforms, you know, and they all operate a little differently.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Just to I made another Google form with the other format of elections that I decided not to go with, but I should have. I'm kicking myself for not. So, real quick, just to because we're probably going to talk about this anyway, but just to preserve the sanctity of the vote and just to have everyone, you know, give their voice. I put a new Google form in the chat. Same thing, but with checkboxes. So put who you like. If you like everyone, then click everyone. If you didn't like someone, if you don't think they're qualified, then don't put them. But I figure it's a little bit more, I don't know, accurate. But yeah, we are definitely going to talk about this. Could definitely be open up to more than one position. I would love that. And like Dr. Ann said, everything's different and everyone has their own different passion, and I think that's great. Honestly, I'm having a very hard time deciding as well. But yeah, you guys are all amazing. You guys all did great. Even the JP who couldn't be here, he had a really good pitch. He sounds very determined to get stuff done. And yeah, we are already at 10 responses. Okay, so
Cooper, let's sneaky suspicion that most of us voted for all of them. What's their preference, so we kind of know what they think?
Well, like, okay, I don't want to say that now because there are people here who didn't get a chance to give their pitch, or not give their pitch, vote, like the people who didn't show up to this meeting. So I at least want to leave the poll open for a couple more days. Yeah, for those who couldn't show up, and like even the JP who didn't get a chance to vote, you know.
Sure, absolutely, that works for me.
Right, and then we'll have time to talk about it, and we will announce the results before Thanksgiving break, so you guys can go home and
you're busy,
your families. All right.
For people who are elected or most likely will be elected, know that there'll probably be an officer meeting at some point after this meeting. So just be ready to put that in your schedule somewhere.
Yeah.
That is, yes.
That's good.
All right, so that went really well, all things considered. Very great pitches all around. Amazing to hear the passion. I am not saying that like generically. I genuinely mean it. So yeah, great job, guys. Does anyone else have any thoughts before I move on about the polls?
At least for the position of media coordinator, there's a lot of different facets, like taking the pictures and like creating art or something for the social media platforms. And I think that could definitely be something that we could all work together on. At least I'm very open to it, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's, yeah, definitely fair point.
Wow, I love that. Yeah.
So awesome. Okay. So that's it for media coordinator. I mentioned before that only one, that it ended up with only one person being interested in treasurer or secretary. So don't let that fool you. These people are both very qualified and very passionate members of the club. Officers can verify that. And yeah, so congratulations to Michelle Zhang and Kate Lucena for your new positions. We are very excited to have you on the board and to be working with you for the next year. I've loved working with you both so far. You both seem like great people, and we're excited to get to know you better. So yeah, Andre, we're gonna miss you. Well, you'll still be here, but we're gonna miss you as treasurer.
I'll still stick around.
Yeah. All right, so congrats to you guys. We're gonna send you guys more information in the coming week. Like Madison said, expect probably a meeting before the semester ends and all that. So, all right, let's see how far we've come this semester. Let's wrap things up. This is gonna be kind of a long wrap up. I have a few more slides. So group one, my group, we did a good amount this semester. We completed our first run at detailing plans for adapting a modified bead bell. The instructions, I think, came out pretty well. And hopefully in the future, we will be moving like a little bit faster. It's expected that we were moving kind of like at this pace because we're ironing out the process during COVID, so we weren't able to actually adapt the toy itself yet. But that is something that we plan to do early on next semester. I'll be on campus, so hopefully I'll be able to actually make the adaptations at some point and then finalize the instructions and send that out to families. And that's just early in the semester. That can all be done hopefully within the first couple of weeks. And then hopefully we can move on to a new toy, do something else that maybe a parent requests or something like that. And yeah, we'll let you guys know where that comes from. But this is definitely a pretty complicated toy, one of the more complicated ones we've adapted so far. And I think we did a great job at figuring it out, working through the process, and kind of incorporating the newer members into how we do the toy adaptation process. Group two, these are just a few examples. Obviously, there are way more toys out there that members were adapting than this, but these are just a few examples based on submissions that people put in. So the Hess light up car, that you got the wind up features removed. That's awesome. While keeping the light features intact, which is great because they weren't, I don't think the lights were too imposing, and the wind up feature makes it so that, you know, the toy doesn't roll away if the child has leg mobility issues. So that is very good. Motorized train, for example, they made plans for where to attach certain aux cords, proper wiring, proper sound control, all that good stuff. It's really great. Light up and sing bowl. That was really cool to find out how they adapted that one. They colored, textured the top, added their own little thing to it, which is really, really cool. And hopefully, I can't wait to see these all in person next semester to see how they all turned out. The alphabet keyboard, very cool. This one was definitely one of the trickier ones that we got. We weren't entirely, it's obviously not switch adaptable because it has like 40 something keys on it. It's a keyboard. But we came up with our own plan for it, painting different keys to add certain contrast to different letters and numbers, things you'd want to emphasize to a child when teaching them. And we think this is going to work out very well. So we're excited for this too. And these are just a few examples. This is honestly, this group is how our meetings were normally run for previous semesters, when we would just come in, work on a bunch of different toys in person, yeah, just kind of giving our own hands-on approaches to it, our own advice, stuff like that. And this was our new attempt at doing it without face-to-face interaction. And personally, I think it went really well. I'm really proud of that group. Madison, you did a great job running it. I think we came a long way with this group. So amazing work, guys. The button project, arguably what could be the biggest game changer for us, being a product that we can actually give out to parents and teachers and stuff like that, using Purdue students' own 3D printing material and hopefully our own material that we can purchase in the future. You guys designed some custom components and began purchasing some standard pieces. That's really cool. That's awesome. We can hopefully have a prototype together somewhat soon. I know John was, John, I don't know if he's here, but he was, he tried to start printing, which is good. Even if he didn't, that's still coming this far is really good. This is something that we want to get right. We don't necessarily have to get it right the first time. I don't expect the prototype to work perfectly. I don't think anyone does. It's a prototype. But yeah, we definitely want to take our time on this. We definitely want to get it right and have a respectable product to give out to everyone. So this is really good as well. I know it was a little slow on updates with this group because it was kind of like a slow process. Everyone was learning the program and everything with 3D modeling, but I think this came out really well. So I guess just some general things that we did this semester. We cemented a good relationship with our friends at Glass. This is something that, believe it or not, was kind of a challenge in previous semesters. We tried to get in contact with the teacher who used to be there, but was recently replaced by Rachel French. So we got out of touch with them for a bit. They weren't very communicative, but then Miss French came in. She's been an amazing partner so far. We've loved working with her. She's been very open to all of our ideas, and she came in for the guest presentation, which is definitely a milestone for us. That's really awesome. And we've made contacts with other organizations and people in the community, like Mom in Pennsylvania, other toy adaptation groups that I mentioned in the past, like Maru and Max Mods. They've all gotten in contact with us, given us their own tips and how they like to do things, and giving me some ideas for how we can do things in the future. I'm really excited for, help make us a bit more professional and streamlined. But yeah, that's been really good. Definitely expanding our reach in the community. We've exponentially grown in terms of active membership. That's all thanks to you guys. With our structure, we'd like to think that you guys definitely found your place and what your particular interests were. And we're very thankful that you guys decided to stay on, despite the fact that we're, just like everyone else, we're not at our best, but we're trying to do everything we can for you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us, and we're very appreciative that you guys decided to stay on and do your part to really help the community. Even those exemplified in the people who just gave their pitches for media coordinator. They gave their own reasons for why they're here and why they love this club, and that's so amazing. Let's see. We've expanded our service roster. That was something that I kind of mentioned before. Like last semester, it was mostly just in person adapting toys. But now, like COVID, in a way, kind of forced us to think more creatively, do new, come up with new ideas, like the virtual toy planning, where we can give instructions for how to adapt toys. If that goes well, that can be a full-time thing that we can do all year round. I see no reason why we can't. The button project, that was going to happen anyway, but this definitely put a greater emphasis on that. And it could be something that we kind of just branch off into in the future. And hopefully later on we could do some more things, like even the non-adapted toys list. It's been really cool. So that was this semester. Thank you all. Just one last personal thank you to Dr. Ann for keeping us intact and keeping us up to date on certain things, like on what we can and cannot do in a lot of cases. If we ever reach too far or do something wrong.
No, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind throwing in a few words here. I just want to make sure that I congratulate all of the officers and everyone who's been active for a really, really great semester. I've been so impressed, and others around me have been impressed. I was actually asked to nominate you guys for a couple of awards, so I've done that. Whether we win or not, we have yet to see. But I've gone ahead and done that for you, and I think it's super important that you need to stay on track. One of the things that a lot of people have done during the pandemic is gotten really bogged down in their own emotions, and you guys have risen to a new height that I think is super, I mean, it's just incredible. You guys have done good things. You've taken those opportunities and run with them, and I'm actually quite proud to be your faculty advisor. I am the founding advisor, so I've been around since the start. This was sort of my brainchild, and I threw it at a few of my students, and they took it and ran it with it. And you guys are just taking the helm, and they're so pleased to see all of the great things you're doing. And I think that's super important, just to keep on doing that. Quite frankly, we all run into garbage in our lives, and as long as you can keep ahead of it and take it a day at a time and march forward, you're really doing a good job. And I need to mention that Cooper and I were at odds early on, and I think he's matured tremendously. And I'm assuming you're still making that move from Florida to Utah, which is that's a long ways to go during a pandemic. So I congratulate you and your family for that. And Madison, you've done a great job with your group. I think that's just working on all those toys and doing everything you've done is fantastic. And same thing with Andre. I mean, you're doing all this from a totally different continent. And I think it's super important just to keep in mind that what you're doing for the kids of the community and kids throughout the United States. That's the whole basis for everything that we do. So thank you to all of you. I know it was a short semester, but I really look forward to seeing what you guys can do next semester. I think there's some really good things ahead of us. Thanks, Cooper.
Yeah, thank you. That was really sweet. It's crazy that we're like pretty much only the second generation of this club. I've been here like the second semester it started technically. Madison fourth, Andre also second, I think. We entered at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys have all been great. I don't know how to follow that up.
No, you've done well. You've done really well.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I'm excited to see where things go moving forward. Madison's done amazing work.
Gosh, yes, absolutely.
Filling up a lot of positions that most of us couldn't, taking the brunt of a lot of work and doing her own innovation, coming up with a lot of own ideas that I personally would never have thought of, and it's amazing. Andre, who's been here through thick and thin, literally with like 20 credits one semester. That was insane, but he still came out. We really appreciate that. Even Quinn and Natasha, who couldn't be here, they took up positions that no one else would, literally. We came up to Natasha one semester like, hey, we need someone for media coordinator. You want to be that? And she did it. And Quinn was also interested. They did good work, and we are happy. I'm grateful for everyone who's been by my side through this, and all the new active members who are showing their own initiative, coming up with their own ideas, and maybe even in a couple definitely in a couple of years, may even take our place. So that's really great. I'm thankful for everything that's happened this semester. Well, not literally everything, but what we've been able to do. But yes, thank you all. And that's been this semester. Next semester, we will probably be continuing on with the same groups. I can't imagine any reason why we won't. I imagine the situation with COVID is going to be pretty similar in that in-person group meetings will probably still not happen. So same groups are most likely still going to be occurring. We'll try to adapt and better them in any way that we can. We'll take any feedback that you guys have and try to improve upon the groups that we currently are working with. Switched leads, that might be happening too. It's very likely, seeing as Madison won't be on campus next semester and I will. So we might end up switching groups. I'm not sure about like the button project. That might also have a change, and well, I'm not sure. We'll see. We're going to discuss it over winter break and figure out who's going to be running what group, but they all should still be going on and that'll be fine. Finalizing toy adaptations. So the main reason we didn't do that this semester was because the end of the semester kind of snuck up on us. We could have probably adapted it had we been a little bit ahead by like a couple weeks or so, but that didn't end up happening, which is totally fine. We just got to push it back a little bit. So finalizing toy adaptations is something that we can do very early on next semester, just to like finish up the toys that some members think they're good to go on with from this semester, and then hopefully move on to some other things, send those off to Glass and whoever else. Yeah. 3D printing results. Not sure if John's gonna be able to print stuff over the summer. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on him. I know he's not even here. This is just him volunteering. He might want to print stuff over break. I might be able to print stuff here depending on if we are at Purdue. If I can get access to the 3D printing lab or something like that. They have a ton of resources on campus, different 3D printers that we can use.
Yeah, we have to be careful. There's going to be some lockdown periods, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll, like, no promises on the 3D printing, but we'll see what can happen. More community involvement. By that I just mean an extension of what we've been doing. Hopefully just keep in touch with everyone who we've been able to talk to. Rachel at Glass, different families across the globe and all that good stuff. Hopefully we can keep in touch with them, expand our roster of connections. And yeah, safety precautions willing, we might do a workshop. That's like the only thing that we really didn't do this semester. I was looking through all of our kind of like goals at the beginning of what we can realistically do. We could have done a workshop, but we decided to hold off on that in favor of bettering our structure and making sure that we can get some more progress done. But safety precautions willing, we could plan a workshop for next semester, something to raise money, something to help educate all Purdue students. If you guys didn't know, we did a soldering workshop last semester, which came out really well with like 30 people joining us and learning a lot. We raised a lot of money for through Purdue grants for materials, which we ended up using.
But Cooper, it was really well done. So that's something to keep in mind. You guys did a great job with that.
Yeah, like I'd love to do more in the future. It's hard. It's hard coming up with ideas that you can do digitally. The only things we've been able to think of are like 3D modeling maybe or something else. We're open to ideas. If anyone's got ideas for workshops. And lastly, shirts. That's probably going to be happening beginning of next semester, depending on what kind of submissions we get. I'm probably going to be submitting some. I know at least 3 people who were interested in submitting or said they might be interested in submitting shirts. So yeah, we'll vote on which ideas we think are best. The officers will help decide. And yeah, so that'll be shirts. And I don't think I'm missing anything, unless anyone has anything to correct me on. I think that's everything.
That looks like a lot, given the fact that we're going to be doing this again.
Yeah.
So, we're resilient, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
technically everything on here is stuff that we've already done, with the exception of, okay, half of this stuff we've done. But shirts is easy. Shirts is easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Workshop just takes a lot of planning on the officer's part, which I think is possible, maybe even easier now that it's virtual. And 3D printing, that's also just like an extension of what we're already doing. So I think if we,
I won't be on campus, but I also won't have classes, so I'm probably gonna have a lot more free time. So hopefully I can do more managerial type things rather than just running materials around in circles.
That'll be my job now. It'd be great. But yeah, so that's our plans for next semester. Again, thank you all for sticking with us right now. And yeah, that's it for this semester. If you guys want to, you're more than welcome to fill out a feedback survey, this time for the entire semester, I guess. If you have any ideas for how we can improve, I've said this pretty much every meeting. The barcode should work this time around. I'm actually going to, or our social media is in the top left if you'd like to keep in touch, I guess. We're also in the group me, obviously, but I'm actually going to grab the Google link for my other form and put that in the chat for feedback, because I don't think the leak fix on there works. But yeah, that is pretty much it. If you guys would like to stick around and chat with us, you're more than welcome to. If you'd like to leave feedback, I'm about to put the link in the chat. But yeah, you guys are, if not, you guys are free to go.